the Black Panther versus Wolverine. Who wins between these two powerful characters if they were to face off in a full-scale battle? Well, that's the battle I have for you today. Like, share, and subscribe, as well as comment down below on any thoughts you have about this video. Now, jumping right into the battle, we have to obviously start talking about their strength and speed. Now, I'll be completely and utterly honest. I think they are more or less relative in these categories. There's nothing to firmly or affirmatively say someone is stronger than the other. I mean, they both even have the kind of same level of feet. I mean, the Black Panther had his like kind of rhino feet. The Wolverine could ram against the car and push it back. I mean, they've both just been shown to be more or less superhuman levels of characters. Like, they've just both been shown to have superhuman strength and speed. And there's not much to just be certain who's physically superior. I mean, you could say Black Panther was able to overpower Bucky Barnes, and Bucky Barnes is kind of relative to Captain America, and who should be also relative to kind of Wolverine's levels of superhuman levels of physical strength, which should mean that the Black Panther should also be physically superior to the Wolverine. But the Wolverine has also shown quite a lot of physical strength feats throughout his X-Men run,
and he is able to overpower Deadpool, who is more or less superhuman himself.
which obviously means that he's also quite like physically strong. So they just make not enough to just be certain who's physically stronger or faster, and I think it's quite fair to say that they are more or less relative when it comes to their strength and speed. Then obviously you have their durability. Now, when it comes to durability, well, in terms of the general durability, as in Wolverine's skin and muscle, he has more or less superhuman levels of durability. And when the Black Panther consumes the heart-shaped herb, he also gets that like superhuman levels of durability. But then obviously the Black Panther wears his full vibranium suit, and then Wolverine has his adamantium skeleton. Both things that are insanely durable. Now, we don't have a proper interaction between adamantium and vibranium to affirmatively say which is stronger than the other. Like, I know in a previous video of mine, which was Captain America versus Wolverine, I stated that the Wolverine's claws could not actually pierce through Captain America's vibranium shield. That is true, but it doesn't affirmatively say that one is more durable than the other. It just means that the adamantium couldn't pierce through Captain America's shield, possibly because Captain America's shield is just really dense vibranium. Anyway, moving on from that, you have the hand-to-hand combat skills. Now, I'll be completely honest, the Wolverine is obviously really old and has been fighting for a long period of time. He has a lot of experience, but he kind of just rages out majority of the time and doesn't just use his martial arts skills, even though he probably does have them. Whilst the Black Panther, well, he also, like, he's been fighting for quite a while, not as long as Wolverine, obviously, but he's also been fighting for quite a while, and his martial arts skills are actually really impressive, and he uses them majority of the time in battle, and they are insane because he's able to keep up with Captain America and Bucky Barnes' levels of martial arts, and arguably could even be greater than both of them in terms of martial arts, which is obviously really impressive because they are some of the greatest martial artists in the MCU. So I think the Black Panther is easily a better fighter than the Wolverine. Then obviously you have to talk about their powers and weapons. Now, Wolverine obviously has his adamantium claws, whilst Black Panther has his vibranium claws, but then the Black Panther also has this kind of energy shockwave release thing. So, purely because the Black Panther has a bit more ways of hurting the Wolverine, I'd give him the slight advantage in this battle because he can kind of use that energy release thing to give him openings in a battle. I guess you just have to go with that since it's kind of the only thing we can firmly say. The Black Panther just has way more ways of hurting the Wolverine than the Wolverine has of hurting him. But to be completely fair, if this is a one-on-one battle, that shockwave thing might not always come into play because the Wolverine is not like he's going to be punching the Black Panther anytime. He's just going to be attacking him with his claws, which might actually be able to pierce through the Black Panther suit. See, as I stated already, the Wolverine's claws in the comics have not been shown to actually be able to pierce through Captain America's shield, and given that we haven't actually seen an interaction between vibranium and adamantium in the MCU, that's kind of the only thing we can purely go off, and that does still stand. But in the comics, it's actually been shown that the Wolverine's claws can actually pierce through the Black Panther's vibranium suit. That's probably because the Black Panther's vibranium suit is not as dense as Captain America's shield. I'm not really sure of the science of all of it, to be honest, but it's probably because it's not as dense as Captain America's vibranium shield, which does probably allow Wolverine to kind of pierce through it. So that whole energy release thing might not really be necessary in this battle because it's not like the Wolverine is going to be punching him over and over again. He's just going to be attacking him with his claws, which might very well just pierce through the suit itself. Now, who do I honestly believe wins this battle? Well, I'll be honest, I think it's quite obvious that I think Wolverine should actually win it. See, the Black Panther might be superior than Wolverine when it comes to their combat skills and might have a bit more ways of hurting Wolverine as well. But if the adamantium claws that the Wolverine has can actually pierce through the Black Panther's suit, then the Black Panther is going to really be struggling for this battle, especially since the Wolverine is relative to Black Panther's strength and speed. And to top that, even if the Black Panther does land a lot more attacks on the Wolverine than the Wolverine does land at him, which is probably likely, does that matter if the Wolverine has one of the greatest healing factors in the entirety of the MCU and is just going to continuously heal from any attack the Black Panther directs at him, which means they're almost nullified or useless against the Wolverine. And given that the Wolverine has a lot more stamina and healing and endurance than the Black Panther, he's just going to keep going and going and going, and eventually the Black Panther is going to tire out and the Wolverine is just going to keep going. And yeah, I mean, the Wolverine is going to be landing quite a lot of attacks on the Black Panther, and if the adamantium claws can actually pierce through the Black Panther's suit, then the Black Panther is really finished in this battle. Now, I'm sure many people are going to have a lot of comments and thoughts of what I've just said. It's completely understandable. If you'll do, I'd love to see them. You'll leave them down below. I'd also love to see some likes and some subscribers. Really helpful for the channel. This is MC Info with another MC Clash. I'm out.